Today we're going to look at 4.2, solving multi-step equations. I have a problem based in geometry here and then a purely algebraic problem as well. To begin with, we have a rectangle. I know it's a rectangle because I have two congruent sides and two other congruent sides and four right angles. The rectangle has a perimeter of 56 inches, a length of 18 inches, and we are to find both the width and the area. So the first thing I'm going to need to write out is a perimeter formula. And since I know the perimeter, I'll be working with that formula to find something else. Perimeter is equal to twice the length plus twice the width of a rectangle, and you can visualize that. Doubling the length and then doubling the width gives me the distance around. So now we're going to fill in all the information that we have. So I have perimeter is 56 inches. I will substitute 56 for P. Twice the length will look like 2 times my length of 18 plus twice the width. Anytime you have an equation with just one variable, you can solve to find that missing measurement. The first thing I'm going to do is simplify the left side and the right side of the equation. Well, the left side is completely simplified, so I'll just rewrite it as 56 equals 2 times 18 is 36, so I can write that out, plus 2w. Now, 36 plus 2w are unlike terms. We can't simplify them. So now we have the left side and the right side of the equation in what's called simplest form. After we've simplified both sides, we're now going to begin the process of isolating the variable. We're going to get w by itself on one side of the equal sign. Now, if I come back up here, I know the perimeter is 56. If I subtract away that 18 and subtract away that 18, in other words, subtract 36 from my perimeter, I'm going to be able to find the width by eventually cutting that measurement that's left over in half. Down here, I'm using what's known as the subtraction property of equality. It says, if I subtract the same amount from both sides of an equal sign, then my equation will maintain its balance. 36 minus 36 is 0. 0 plus 2w, thanks to our friend the additive identity, is just 2w. And to balance our equation, we'll do the same operation on the left side as well. 56 minus 36 is 20. So I know that 2 widths is going to be equal to 20 inches. So now I just have to figure out what 1 width is. Well, I'll cut that in half. I'll divide it by 2. So my last step here is to do the opposite operation of times 2. The opposite of multiplying 2 is dividing 2. And I'll use a fraction bar to represent division. I'll divide by 2 over here as well. 2 divided by 2 is actually the multiplicative inverse property. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1 times w, thanks to the multiplicative identity property, is just w. That's a lot to say, but it's important to realize that all the properties of equality that we studied recently are helping us here. Dividing both sides by 2 is using the division property of equality. And it says much the same as the subtraction property of equality. If you divide both sides by the exact same amount, then your equation will maintain balance. 20 divided by 2 is 10, and so we have an answer here. The variable is isolated. It's all by itself. 1 width, or w, is equal to 10, and our units of measurement was inches. So this measurement was 10 inches. I'm going to erase all of this. And I am now going to check my work by plugging it back in. I had said that the perimeter was 56, and that's supposedly equal to doubling 18 and doubling w, which I now say is 10. So I'll use order of operations to check my work. 2 times 18 is 36. 2 times 10 is 20. 36 plus 20 is 56, and that's what it was supposed to equal. So I'm happy. I checked my work. I used the substitution property to substitute in my measurements, and it balances. I have a balanced equation. Now for the area. Our area formula for a rectangle, area equals length times width. I now have a length of 18 and a width of 10. I had to find that measurement in order to do this second part. My area is 180. Remembering two-dimensional unit of measure, I'm now talking about area. It will be inches squared. And I come down here and write 180 inches squared. So just a little add-on. Knowing the perimeter and one of the side lengths allows me to find the missing side length and then utilizing that to find the area. So there's a geometric example of solving